Welcome along to EXFL Tier 2 Season X. We're here for round 15 out of 22. It's the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. We have 16 drivers at the moment, still awaiting 2 more. So we should have 18 drivers for what's bound to be probably the most chaotic and, well, probably difficult race of the season. Dry qualifying, and what I'm hearing, it will be a dry race as well. Yeah, we obviously don't have Monaco on the calendar, so this is pretty much the next biggest thing, like the hardest challenge the drivers will have to go through. So many corners that can catch you out. I guess mainly the castle section is up there in number 1. Out of the 16 we have at the moment, Christian has a qualifying ban, so he will just pull off on the track. He can't disqualify himself while he reverses like that. He has to actually turn around and reverse. But yeah, he has a qualifying ban, which will serve. He'll start at the back of the grid. We're just waiting for Nathan and Warren to join the lobby. If he just stops on track, then he should be fine. Yep, there we go. Right. We have one debutant today. Simmer Albrecht, or Simon. He's a friend of Dead Guns. He will probably be near his pace, which is about 4, 5... 6 seconds off, I don't know. Yeah, there we go. Christian says it's qualifying ban. So yeah, Dead Gun, fully promoted to the Red Bull now. Making his way through the middle sector, getting ready to begin the lap. And then we'll see what Simon can do. I'm pretty sure if you finish the race today, you could potentially be on for points. Last season, we obviously had 6 finishers, where we saw Bluey finish 6th. So that was very good for him. The 2 Haas cars, Frosty and Adam, back at it then. Hoping to also get some more points on the board. Birdie Saints also looking for his first points. Potentially finished 11th last time out in Italy. So maybe today's the day. Warren joins then to get into his Aston Martin. And we're still waiting for Nathan to get into his RB. Sam L, second in the championship at the moment. Trails by 10 points after what was a very chaotic home race for his team. He still managed to walk away with 5th and a car intact. Dello back in the Sauber will also be hoping for another top 10. Ridian, he might not be hoping for a top 10 in quali, but I'm sure if he starts outside of it, he can definitely be up there in the race with his kind of drives. He's on the Inters. There we go. Warren's in his car. Brilliant result last time for Warren, winning on track, finishing 2nd in the end. His 2nd podium of the season, obviously after Japan, where he finished 2nd as well. His 3rd podium after his 1st. There's Nathan. There we go. We have all 18. Obviously, Warren's 1st podium in his 50th race last season in Vegas. And last week was his 60th. So if he can keep up the momentum, then Aston are looking pretty good as he exits the pit lane. Then we have Josh Hewitt, championship leader then. Broke the record last time out for the most wins in Tier 2 history. The first driver to achieve double digits in the wins is 10th. And he's currently 10th. But he's doing a lap on his mediums, like always, around the end of the final few kinks to the straight. And Drifting, one of the other 3, who we potentially think are fighting for this World Championship. Drifting, Josh, and Sam. Drifting only a few points off Sam in 3rd in the standings. Yeah, 6 points. So the top 3 covered by 16 points. A further 22 back is Eggy. Obviously, he missed a race 1 or 2 races ago. I think 2 races ago. But he had a strong showing in Italy, to be fair. He showed some good pace. He had the fastest lap, his first ever fastest lap in Tier 2, as he approaches nearly 50 races, and I'm sure that first win is coming. Sam L then, nearly 2 tenths clear of Josh, both on the mediums, so that's good pace showing from the Ferrari. And we have Adam also trying to look for his first points. Both Alpines trying to accomplish that today. Blah, 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 blah. Bluey, yeah, I mean, he'll love another point, back-to-back seasons points at Baku. Bramley at Lang in the Williams. We'll see what he can do as well. Last minute joining, I guess. He was declined, and now he's in. And then we have Chubster crossing the line. It's going to be a 39.4 to propel himself up to the top. Ferrari 1-2. Obviously, he's on the softs. This was similar showings as we see the Williams there. Bram or Ridian may have overshot turn 1. It's similar to last week, really, where we had a wet Monza qualifying, where we saw the Ferraris excelling, in terms of the race, wasn't exactly a copy and paste. But for now, yeah, good lap from Chubster. And yeah, Frosty also on the mediums. So Sam, Josh and Frosty still got to wait for what they can do. Eggy on the softs, slightly off. But it's always these three who are usually on the mediums for the first runs. Birdie not a million miles away either. 9/10 off, considering when he joined, we were estimating, what, 2 to 3 seconds off the pace? And around a track like Baku, I believe the second longest track in terms of lap time on the calendar after Belgium. That's very impressive from him. And then, yeah, there is quite a gap to the next few cars. Ridian's obviously on the inters, so that's not representative. Warren's out on the mediums as well. He could probably show some good pace. Drifting on the inters as well. Trying to catch a car who's about to begin a lap, really. Bernie gets out of the way. We'll look back to Warren in the middle sector. So yeah, we're approaching the final third of the season then. As for the constructors, Ferrari is still holding a solid lead ahead of Sauber and Aston Martin. But there could still be some changes, and as for the drivers, it's still all up to play. 200 points left on offer. There is no one in, well, either tier who has achieved over 200 points, so it could still all change around. As Warren just has a straight to go, blasts all his battery he has left, keeps over to the right, DRS open, will fly past, and across the line it'll be a 1 minute 41.5 to put himself 7th, 2 seconds off the pace. Bluey managed to put in a time good enough for 9th. Obviously, with it being a longer track, we're expecting a bit bigger margins here, as there's so much to gain and lose here and there compared to the previous few tracks like Netherlands and Italy, where it's so the lap time is so quick that the lap times are going to be separated by thousandths. Here it might be a little bit more. Bram coming to finish his lap now, taking some great speed through the kinks there, and we'll see what he can do across the line. The Williams, he's had some solid performances. Obviously he won in Canada this season, and it's looking like it's going to be a pretty good lap. 39.6 to put himself on the front row. He splits the Ferraris. Sam now back on the mediums, shows an incredible pace with that lap time to put himself back up into first and make it a Ferrari 1-2 again on the mediums. So he trails Josh by 10 points, and he's bouncing back in Baku. Good lap from Bram though. And yeah, Sam can definitely probably do a 38 then when he puts the soft tyres on. It's very common we see them start on the mediums in qualifying, and here and there, more and more, they're starting to do a second run on those mediums. Anyway, Simon, about half a second off his mate Deadgun, who's just in front of an Alpine, hopefully not on a lap. No, they're both on outlaps, that's fine. Drifting still on the inters. Dello has half a wing. And yeah, Josh Hewitt now on the softs. And he's about to begin a lap. He has 2 cars in front of him. So we'll take you through a lap of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix circuit. The 2 in front of him are Adam and... is that Eggy? No, Adam and Simon. So as you can see on Josh's steering wheel, still 100%. As soon as he activates DRS, he activates hot lap to not burn too much before the laps even began. You're on throttle for nearly half a minute, and then bam, on the brakes into turn 1. Takes it very nicely indeed. Doesn't take too much curb. The cars in front may cause a bit of a nuisance with the smoke they've kicked up, but he's taken turn 2 pretty fine as well. Blasts a little bit of battery down the turn 2 to 3 straight. Moves over to the right. Heavy braking zone. Into turn 3, so close to the wall, but he's carried the momentum. Into turn 4, once again, don't really want to take too much curb, but you also don't want to avoid it. Finishing the first sector split then. He's up by 6/10. Already good enough to take pole. A little bit of a slide though, however, through the chicane. I'm sure the 2 in front of him are being a bit of a bother for him. On the brakes, through the smoke. And he can gain so much by going over that curb. Into the castle section then. For Josh Hewitt, and he's taken it very nicely indeed. trying to build up the momentum. You can go over that curb massively on this game compared to the previous few. Now he might even pick up a little bit of a slipstream from Adam in front of him, who I believe is on a lap himself. Heavy braking into a tight, nearly 90-degree corner, has taken that very nicely indeed. And yeah, he should have probably a great slipstream here. 8/10 up. So this should probably be provisional pole. You see Adam getting caught on the curb there. But this is going to be a lovely slipstream all the way to the end of the lap for Josh Hewitt. And, well, he's 8/10 up. We could see him potentially a second, 1.1 seconds up. He could potentially even be into the 38s. This is an omega slipstream from the Sauber. And across the line then for Josh Hewitt, it's a 38.7 with a mega toe from Adam. And, well, Adam got his time on the board to be 8th, but that is perfect from Josh Hewitt right at the end there. But we know Sam L has got a lot of pace to use when he puts the soft compound tyres on. Frosty Life also on the soft compound tyres, up by 7/10, but that's half the gap between him to the front row. And if you can find maybe a 10th or 2 in what's arguably the least technical part of the track, so the softs aren't really going to do much, he could maybe get ahead of Sam on the front row. Chubster's about to cross the line then with another soft run. He's done a 1 minute 39.4, slightly improves, but Frosty across the line goes up to 4th. And even if Chubster didn't do that lap, that was just good enough for 3rd. Birdie, while all that was happening, went 6th. Good time from him. Eggy's found 4/10 in the first sector. And as he finishes the second sector, he's found 7/10. So once again, he's halved the gap to Josh here at 1.4 down. So Eggy could get right in this fight from Sam, Chubster and Frosty. And what about Ridian? Heading into turn 3. Got his light flashing. Warren into the pit lane. Done with the mediums. Just under 6 minutes left in qualifying. Simon is right in front of Dello, who of Josh, let's say, who's not on a lap, so that's fine. Speaking of Dello, he's just finishing the first sector, I believe. 34.9. He's one of 2 to not do a lap time yet. Nathan's still in the pit lane. As we'll see Simon to cross the line then. No, he's going into the pit lane. Adam as well follows him in. Birdie will be soon as well. Eggy went up to 3rd while all that was happening. 5 thousandths off Sam, who obviously is still yet to do a soft lap time. But yep, top 2 in the championship. As soon as Sam gets a good time in, I'm going to prove why they are. What about drifting though? Intermediate time, still on the inters. You spend over 2/3 of the session on those inters for some reason. Maybe it's just getting some rubber in, getting the track down, getting some experience in. Maybe he didn't have enough time to practice. He was one of the first in to the lobby. And yeah, he's one of the first into the wall as well in this session. So should come in and then put some dry tyres on. Dello will cross the line then. His teammate's currently on provisional pole. He crosses the line to put himself P8. And Nathan heads out onto the track then. Oh, and that's into the wall already. And he's going to have to get back into the pits and back out again. He has enough time. But yeah. Big mistakes from some of these drivers at the moment. Yeah, I actually want to see how much time that gained Josh. 24-2. Look at that. 24-2. 4/10. I know it's mediums and whatnot, but really, the last sector's 1 corner. (25-2). 24-2. Unbelievable. Eggy. 24.8. Josh, yeah, is 20. That's incredible. That slipstream. Yeah, that's probably given him at least 3 to 4/10. So really, he would have pole by what, 1 or 2 at the moment, and that's put him right into the 38s. Anyway, top 7 on the pit lane. Dello will be following that as well. Adam on an out lap. Warren about to start a lap. Bluey up by nearly 7/10. Nathan trying to get back to the pit lane. So Warren then begins his lap, just exiting turn 1 then. 2.1 down into turn 2. DRS open with the maple leaf. Oh, it's Stroll's helm, of course, because he joined in qualifying. Heavy braking then into turn 3. It's so easy to run too deep, and you either accept that you either try your best to turn and make the corner, or you're going to have to back out and go straight on. It's the same with turn 1, 2, 3, and 4, just 90 degree constantly. Up by a quarter of a tenth into turn 5 and 6. Tricky little chicane there. Into 7. You can cut quite a lot of the inside, but the curb can bounce you a lot. And into the castle section, where no one's really got it wrong so far. Taking good momentum throughout that all. Adam retires, so that's him done for qualifying 9th at best. As they're all going to exit the pit lane and get ready for their final runs. Bit of a downhill, heavy braking here. The curb on the inside can send you right into the wall, but even if you don't hit it, like we see, that's both Astons now who have slightly tagged the wall. Unfortunately, Frosty Life has left. I believe that is him done for qualifying as well now. Really unfortunate. He could have been as high as 3rd. It's so close there. But he will be 5th at best. Warren then will cross the line in a few seconds. This might be his last run. 2.1 down in 11th. He'll get himself staying 11th. He lost some time, so he won't get himself into the top 10. And yeah, unless he pushes now, that is it. Exiting the pit lane just behind him is Josh Hewitt. Is Dello. Josh Hewitt right behind Sam, who goes off there. And they're all just slowing down. They want the same piece of tarmac. The Williams and Josh, the top 2 in the championship, slowing down. And Sam gets on with it. And Josh might try and bag another slipstream, this time from his championship role. But this time, Sam doesn't want to give it to him. And we don't know how long's left in the session, but these two are going to be some of the last over the line. And Sam has to get a move on soon. And Josh once again trying to get another slipstream. And is that drifting? Oh my god, the top 3 in the World Championship are all going to start their final lap within a slipstream of each other, apart from Sam. Into turn 1 then, Sam, Josh, and Drifting, who nearly hit the wall there, I believe. Nathan's out in P16. And Drifting sees the top 2 in the championship ahead of him, also ahead of him on track. And yeah, this is going to be very interesting. And Eggy is there as well, the top 4 in the World Championship, 4th. All 4 of them nearly close to one another. Eggy can see all this ahead of him. And Chupster not too far behind as well. Well, he's he's 5th in the championship. So all 5 of them are going to be the last 5 over the line pretty much. As Bramniet Lang, while all that was happening, put himself on the front row with a great lap time. Josh is down in the first sector. And it looks like there's going to be traffic there. That's Simon, I believe, getting in the way of Sam. And he may also get in the way of Josh, because I believe Simon is on a lap. And Josh goes to the inside to get past him. And there's an incident and a crash. And Simon's out. And you kind of saw that was going to happen. Simon in his first race, once again proving one of those people who just hasn't got it all together. Doesn't know the etiquette sometimes. But yeah, Drifting needs this lap. And yeah, Sam is invalidated, unfortunately. So Bramley at Lang, out of all that, has bagged the front row. And what about Dello as well, who goes P9 with his lap time. Chubster down by a 10th. And we're waiting for Sam in the pit lane. Drifting to cross the line then. Where can he place that Aston? It's P2! What a lap from Drifting. And now we see Eggy right up to the line. Won't improve. Drifting once again right at the end when it really mattered. Delivered a lap that was really good. He had a bit of a slip for some of it. But that's a really good lap from Drifting to put himself on the front row. So yeah, championship leaders boiling it already, and we're not even in the race. So Sam qualified 4th with a medium time, so I'm sure he would have been able to get up there anyway. Yeah, Birdie Saints P8 as well, out qualifying Ridian, who starts in the top 10. Frosty, even though he didn't do a last run, 7th. Anyway, from the chaos that was qualifying, I don't think there was any grid penalties. No. We move on to the race then, where I'm sure it'll be very chaotic. I'm sure there's surely bound to be at least a safety car or something. Anyway, the drivers have finished confirming their strategy, fuel load, setup tweaks, and will now begin the formation lap. So Josh into turn 1. Let's have a look at tyres. What's everyone starting on? It's a vast array as we see Josh Hewitt, Eggy, Ridian, Warren, Bluey, and Christian start on the medium compound tyres. Then we have 4 cars on the softs. Drifting, Bram, Sam, and Chubster. So 4 of the top 6. Then the rest are all on the hard compound tyres. They're looking to go long into this race. But if there was an early safety car, that could thwart their projected guess of where they're going to finish in this race. But Frosty, Birdie, Dello, Adam, the other Adam, Simon, Deadgun, and Nathan are all on the hards. But yeah, so Josh looking to go a little longer than those on the softs. He might succumb to an overtake or two from those who will be quicker because of their tyre compound. But as long as he can stay at the front, not get involved in too much, he's holding down this well. Eggy might do the same. But yeah, we know Frosty Life loves to extend his first stint, and I'm sure he is going to go quite long into the race on those hards. They just need to have a good start, really, those who are on the hards. I'm sure the top 6 will, if it is fine and there's no safety car, will pull away from the pack a little bit. I'm sure Ridian can get a good start, maybe be best than the rest. Don't know if getting past Birdie and Frosty will create over a second gap. And, well, we'll see who can get the best launch. It's one of the shortest, I believe the shortest run down to turn 1 on the calendar. So Josh may hold on to the lead, but then when there's DRS on lap 2, it might be Drifting's time. Drifting really would go well with a win today. And Bram up there to spice it up. The top 3 in the championship, 1, 2, and 4. So Sam will need a good start too. There we go. They're going to line up on the grid then. What can Eggy do from P5? He's also on the mediums. Whether they go medium soft, medium hard, soft medium, soft hard. It's a vast array of strategies. They're all going to be dependent on if there's safety cars and VSCs and whatnot. You got to be at the right place at the right time, and you got to give it everything. Josh Hewitt then lines up on his grid slot in P1 for another pole position going to the championship leader. Can he convert it into an 11th victory? Here we go then. The 5 lights will come on for round 15. It's the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. And it's lights out and away we go with a few jump starters at the back. But Josh Hewitt leads them into turn 1 with a clear getaway. Drifting and then Sam on the inside of Brown. They're fighting away. Eggy slightly wide. That might allow Chubster to the inside. But it's Josh then drifting. Then Sam to the inside of Bram, giving him just enough space towards the wall. Sam then moves to give him room. As we see in the background, there's some cars backwards. And it looks like it's Adam, the other Adam, and Simon as into turn 3. Drifting to the inside of Josh, trying to take the lead away from him. Sam is ahead of Bram. That was crucial. And Drifting just letting him know he is there. But good racing at the front. Chubster fighting away with Eggy, who's under pressure from Ridian, like I called it, with a brilliant start again. Up into 6. Frosty, then Birdie. Dello to the inside. Makes slight contact with the Alpine. Then Christian. What a start from Christian. He started at the back. He's up 7 places as Dello and Birdie wheel to wheel into the castle section nearly. And Dello late. Birdie gave him the room and still got hit. As they just avoid the castle section. And there might be a pile-up already as Christian and Birdie tag one another. Bluey, Nathan, the 2 RBs, Warren, then Simon, Deadgun, Adam, and the other Adam right at the back. Well, very eventful opening lap. As, Nathan and Deadgun jump the start. And, that's the gap. We'll see most places gained. And it's bound to be Christian up into the points from last. What a start. And if it wasn't for that little tag, I believe Birdie hit him. Or maybe Christian just hit the wall and Birdie got collected. He could have been right with them lot. But still, what a start from Christian. We start lap 2 then. And Drifting, 70%. Josh, 80%. The top 3 in the championship. 1, 2, and 3. Bram, then Chubster getting close to the wall there. The top 5 have left the rest as Eggy has fallen behind a little bit there. And the 2 RBs swapping because Nathan's into service drive-through. Warren has wing damage and he's into the pit lane as well. Followed by Adam and Deadgun. They're all at the back. Either fixing damage or serving drive-throughs. We look forward to the front though. And we see Eggy fighting back with Ridian. Wheel to wheel between the 2 of them. The Williams and the Mercedes. They keep it clean, and Ridian later on the brakes gets back in front. Good fighting and good commitment on the brakes there from the Williams. And Chubster now seems like he's nearly lost the top 4. Bram's just keeping him in the second as well. But the top 3, showing why they're the top 3, are all close to one another. And you hold your breath every time they go through the castle section that they all hope they can make it out in one piece. And Chubster needs to burn a bit of battery to get back into DRS. So 3-second time penalties are probably not going to be a thing here. There's a few corners you can maybe cut, but really, if you're going to cut, you're in the wall. And there's a bollard getting hit by one of the cars. But at the moment, Christian has lost his point. You can see he's got left end plate damage. So that allowed Birdie to get back in front. 3 seconds off Dello, who might get Frosty. But we look back to the front, as this is Drifting's first chance with DRS. He is 6/10 behind Josh, but I'm sure he'll close that gap right up. Dello's already passed Frosty Life before they even get to the DRS zone. But here comes Drifting now, blasting his battery into turn 1. Slightly tags Josh Hewitt off at turn 1 a little bit there, as we see the top 3 all in one image. And already on lap 3, it's getting a little spicy. As into the pit lane, Frosty already. Wow. Does he have damage, or this is definitely an unscheduled stop, surely. We look back to the front, though. And Josh Hewitt retaking the lead. This time a bit cleaner. 1, 2, and 3 into turn 3. And they've left Bram as well. So I think everyone's all right behind. Yep. Frosty will exit the pit lane on mediums. 2 and a bit laps on hard. I do not understand that at all. But when the top 3 in the championship and that all 3 are fighting for the victory, it's the point swingings that are always going to be the crucial part. Oh, that's so close to the wall for Drifting. And now we do have a yellow, and that is that Adam, who's gone off there at turn 2, not having a good race. But we saw Drifting. He looked a bit too far behind Josh to make the move, and then suddenly into turn 1 he did. And then, there was slight contact between the pair. It looked like Drifting moved a little bit, but I guess it was all fine. Now they're going to try again. And remember, Josh's mediums are going to start to become better than the softs soon. So he's done very well to hold on to the lead. But now Drifting, it was this same gap last time. Now we're going to fully ride on board to see, will he get close enough? He's in none, however. And here comes Sam then with the slipstream of Josh as well. Sam versus Drifting into turn 1. Sam round the outside to make it now the championship order. And Eggy fighting away with Chubster there. So close to the wall. Eggy committed with Chubster losing ground there to Ridian now. So I don't know if Chubster made contact with Eggy and lost the rear slightly, went wide, or went wide by himself. But yeah, these three are fighting for 5th, 6th and 7th now. Dello's looking not too bad in 8th, considering he's on the hards. I think he is the lead hard runner. As Nathan gets past Adam, who's into the pit lane again, potentially. As Chubster and Ridian have now had an incident. And that's going to allow Dello now to get up into 7th. So Ridian, I think he has... Oh, I think he just avoided damage. Yeah, well, we can't see any visual damage. So either Chubster and Ridian had an incident, or Ridian just dropped on his own. Oh, that's deep for Dello, who's really struggling with that corner. But that allows Dello to stay in front. Ridian had to back out there. That's let the top 7 go away. Does Dello have damage? Because he's really struggling. And Simon's left. And this is probably winding Ridian up a bit. Anyway, we look back to the front. As we have a yellow again. I believe that's the Alpine. That might be Adam, yeah. So that's another front wing destroyed. Looking back to the front then. Sam has blasted all his batteries, gaining on Josh. He might be a bit too far behind though into turn 1. And Drifting needs to make sure he stays within a second. That was probably a hit from the wall by Sam. Whoa. Chubster into the pit lane already after 5 laps. Drifting sliding into turn 2. Action everywhere you look. Dello has been overtaken by Ridian. Eggy now trying to hunt down Bram. We look to the leaders. And Sam still can't quite get past Josh. And, well, if people are already pitting this early on the softs, that just shows they are not very durable. We have a virtual safety car. Don't know why. That might be why. No, Simon's disconnected, so... Don't actually know why we have this. Maybe just a lot of debris on track. That's definitely not what the game's coded. But for now, we'll treat it like it is. Williams are doing pretty good in 4th and 6th. It's a shame Ridian had a moment here. Whether himself or with Chubster. That's slightly annoying for those who have just pitted. It's depending how long the VSC carries on for. Considering they're about half a minute off the pit lane. If it ends soon, not really going to matter. But if it carries on, like it does now, then, the opposite, whatever. It didn't matter. No one got a drive through, so that's fine. Dead Gun is now around at turn 2. Carries on. We still have all 18 in this race on lap 5. And quite a few have already made a stop. So Sam half a second behind, Drifting just within a second. And we'll have DRS. Josh trying to break the toe slightly. Sam has a lot more battery now due to that VSC being able to save some. Josh in medium has more battery than himself, than Sam into turn 1. Still holds on to the lead then. But into turn 3, will we see a change of leadership? He's close. Is the Ferrari. Josh gets a slightly better exit. Tries to break the toe. Sam uses a bit of battery. He's gaining as Dello gets past Ridian. But he's not close enough, is Sam. Josh will still hold on to the lead. And yeah, Eggy now within a second of fighting with Bram for 4th. Dello under pressure from Ridian. Birdie not a million miles away, and he's dragging Christian along as well, who's doing well considering he has wing damage. Yeah. Chubb's obviously pitted, so he's going to try and get some kind of undercut. 26 seconds off the lead. It's not the longest pit lane. Simon still yet to join back. And believe... Yeah, right now might be the best time to just take a breather. 6 laps in. We've still got a long way to go. Don't know if fuel is going to be an issue for anyone. But the top 3, besides that little moment Drifting and Josh had, keeping it clean. And Sam, look at how much battery he's saving. And while we thought the softs may have gone off, not in the case for Sam. Josh sliding a bit there, and surely Sam will take the lead of the race on this lap unless he pits. Simon gets passed by Nathan because he's disconnected. But here comes Sam then in the slipstream of Josh. The gap is much closer this time. And Drifting watching this unfold. The top two in the World Championship then, fighting for the first time this race, where there's a swap, and Sam now into the lead of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, ahead of Josh and then drifting. 5 seconds back is Eggy, now in front of Bram. And Dello, under pressure from Ridian, to the inside. We see the Williams fly past the Sauber, up into P6. Gap staying kind of constant as the two RBs swap. Nathan is let past by Bluey. The RBs on the verge of points, after a few have had an unfortunate race. As we see Sam and Josh close into turn 4, but Josh can't quite get back ahead. As we have a yellow, and it's the Alpine, who has gone off of the castle section of Adam. But he carries on. There's going to be a lot of front wings broken today. So Sam now controls this race. In none. Allowing drifting to close in. Oh, they get so close to the wall there at the castle. And if anything, it looks like Josh is struggling more with his tyres than the ones on the softs. They want to go long into this race as far as they can. But Josh, he'll probably do medium hard. For Sam and drifting, do they do soft medium or soft hard? Eggy now pulling away from Bram, who's looks like he's lost a lot of pace on the softs. So Eggy using those mediums to good effect. Josh should certainly take back the lead here, as Sam may find upon himself to pit. Josh spies a gap to the inside. Sam leaves in the room. Josh trying to get in the slipstream, but it won't really matter, because now he's going to use his battery, use the DRS, and do we see Sam pull into the pits? No, he stays behind the Sauber. So into turn 1 once again. Eggy has gained 1.4 seconds on that lap because they were in none for most of it. Don't discount Eggy. He's got some good pace as Bram's into the pit lane then. For the hard compound tights. Yeah, this stage, a bit of a slow stop there. But at this stage, yeah, if you pit now, the hards are probably best to go to the end. Adam gets the first penalty. Bram will exit the pit lane just in front of Chubster. We have another virtual safety car. And I wouldn't be surprised if it was for Adam. Yep, he's lost his whole front wing this time. And where are the leaders? Nowhere near the pit lane. So, that will allow... Oh, Deadgun's now got a VSC for speeding under the safety car. Both RBs decide to pit. So, Nathan goes from hard to medium. Bluey's going to go from medium to hard. Or medium to soft on lap 8. With a new front wing. Fair enough then, I guess. Exiting the pit lane, Nathan is in front of Frosty Life. That's pretty good from Nathan, considering he's pretty much 11th, if we ignore Simon's car. And right now, they just have to keep to the delta. Make sure they do not speed. Drifting getting right up close to Sam. They're all on 100%. And I'm sure Sam and Drifting are praying this virtual safety car continues so they can go into the pit lane. It could end at any second, and I'm sure they're gearing up. Warren into the pit lane as well. Adam will pit. Whoa, hitting the wall slightly. DRS enabled, and it hasn't stayed out long enough. Christian now ahead of Birdie. Caught him napping there. And we see the leaders. Sam not pitting. Drifting not pitting either. Sam retakes the lead of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Josh still hanging it round the outside with Sam. They're wheel to wheel. Josh Hewitt back into the lead. Round the outside of his championship rival. And he's still going to hang on to this. And he has DRS. No, he doesn't. And Sam has DRS to try and fight him back. The detection's heading into turn 2. Right. Sam not close enough for a move. And Drifting still hanging back. While all that was happening, under VSC, Eggy gained another 8 tenths. Showing some good race pace here. 10 seconds clear of Ridian, who's now gapped Dello out of a second. Christian has lost about 2.5 seconds to these guys. Birdie has kept the gap a little constant. Bram and Chubster, who have already pitted, 26 seconds off the lead. Now goes to 23 seconds off the lead. So I'm sure these three are some of the quickest. But because they're in none the whole time, Eggy is now 2.5 seconds behind them. Because they're just in none the whole time. Look at that, 100% for all three of them. They should be the quickest cars on track, but they're not. That's the third virtual safety car. Because Adam's gone into the wall. And he's in AI, clearly. You can see the wheel moving. And I'm pretty sure we can only have 5 forms of safety car, whether that be VSC or safety car. And we've already had 3 VSCs by lap 8. And this time, the leaders are much closer to the pit lane. And does Josh pit for hards to make sure he doesn't lose time to Sam and Drifting, who surely, it's a no-brainer, they will pit. Whether it's for mediums or hards, I do not know. Josh has created a bit of a gap here. He's getting a move on. He's going to keep it close to his Delta. And as long as they don't try and speed under safety car or VSC, Josh is in then. Followed by Sam, followed by Drifting. Josh slows down to keep to the speed limit. And the longer they can abide by the Delta, the better. Eggy's in as well. They're going to take this opportunity then. Oh, Drifting's getting held because his teammate Warren was in the pit lane. So Josh Hewitt puts the hard compound tyres on. Sam puts the medium compound tyres on. Josh's teammate Dello is now exiting. Warren's exiting the pit lane with Dello, who's now the leader. And we see, is that the Alpine now of Adam as well. It's all close to one another. Warren gets out the way of them lot. Dello leads. We have another virtual... No, we have a safety car now. So that virtual safety car may have turned into a safety. It obviously doesn't say in the top left because it hasn't changed for some reason. But now we have a safety car. Dello stayed out. Josh, oh, this has helped. Well, as much as I say it's helped Drifting close back up, Eggy has got ahead of Drifting because Drifting's teammate was in the pits. And I'm sure Drifting must be screaming right now. But that's promoted Eggy into a net third. And yeah, the top 2 probably could have had a bit of a gap there. But yeah, with this safety car, that's really brought Eggy into play now. And this, with the safety car, that will help the mediums as well. Stretch their tyre life, so Drifting and Sam are still in a pretty good position. Bram's going to catch up with these guys. Chubster as well, that's hurt him a little bit. He's on old tyres. Ridian's just pitted as well. Birdie new tyres, Christian new tyres. In the points from last. Great race so far from him. Nathan will join up to be 11th. Frosty on pretty old hards in 12th. Simon's still not joined back. Who's pitted for mediums. Bluey on softs. He can definitely pit again. Bluey knew the safety car was coming, obviously. That's why he put bloody softs on lap 8. Well, as we approach the halfway stage, hope everyone's enjoying the race so far. Dello probably will pull into the pit lane. Warren's also lapped. So if Dello pits, then Josh becomes the new leader. So that should allow Warren to unlap himself. I don't actually know. It's very rare you see these kind of things. Right, Dello for some reason has his battery on. And he's staying out. Is this a bit of team play? With Sauber. Is Josh going to try and overtake Dello? Is Dello then going to hold up the rest? We don't know. And yeah, unfortunately Warren's in the mix there. And I believe Adam's trying to unlap himself by trying to overtake, is that Sam? So Adam has damage there and it's at Adam's own risk. He's trying to unlap himself. He gets past Josh. But can't quite. Game's not letting him. They're all going to bunch up now. So Adam and Warren are lapped. Deadgun is on the lead lap, so he can catch up. Same with Adam. Same with Bluey, who's into the pits. But yeah, that's going to be a long stint for Drifting and Sam on the mediums, safety car or not. I think we have 1 or 2 more tokens left because we've had 3 VSCs and I think the third one turned into a safety car. So yeah, we still have 2 potential chances. We still have all 18 left in this race, even though Adam's been through about 4 front wings. Warren will need to get out of the way as soon as the restarts happen, but I'm really hoping he knows he can't let them go before they cross the line. He's got to do it after. Safety car will be out for another lap. We're still waiting for Deadgun, Adam and Bluey to catch the train. So this helps Sam drifting a little bit more. Bram and Chubster's hards are going to be a bit worn at the end, but I'm pretty sure the hards are fine. Any fuel concerns are out the window now. And yeah, the only reason why Dello would be staying out right now is to help his teammate. There's no other reason. He was running in a good points position, was Dello, in like 7th or 8th. But right now, he's thrown that away a bit. So even though the leaders were in none for a lot of it, and that, I guess, helped Eggy gain a bit, I'd still watch out for Eggy. He's got some good pace, and he's on a net P3. He's had, what, 12, 13 podiums. 7 or 8 have been P3s. 4 or 5 have been P2s. Still yet to get that win that he would, so deserve right now. And, well, Baku is, it can be quite special at times. It can reward those. It's very unpredictable. But he's got 2 people ahead of him who are fighting for a world title. And they are not going to give up easily. And they better hope the 2 who are lapped don't interfere with them too much. Like now. Oh my god. Adam needs to chill. Chill, Adam. Jesus Christ. If he's not just going to overtake them all. Oh my god. I mean, for Josh's sake, he's got a car in between him and Sam, but Adam has got ants in his pants. And he's hitting Josh. Right, safety car's in, then Dello's going to lead the restart. Josh is saying in the chat for Adam to stop. And yeah, Dello going at 34 miles an hour at the moment. Birdie gets a 10-second for a severe collision. And Chubster gets one too. They've all slowed down way too much. And yeah, I don't know if this is a bit too slow from Dello at the moment. Josh getting held up by Warren. That's why there's a big gap. And Dello has gone. So it's not really Josh's fault there's a big gap. Warren needs to wait until they've crossed the line. And both the top 2 have someone who's in between them. And Warren has to wait until the line. Now Josh can go. As the 2 lapped cars are ghosted. And the rest can carry on. And we see some wings getting flown up in the air there. On the restart, there's some swaps throughout the bottom of the top 10. Breaking very early as Birdie Saints. Then Nathan Christian around there. Don't know if he's been tagged or lost it. It looked like he lost it. Bluey, 10 seconds for ignoring. There's quite a few 10 seconds. Unfortunately, Bluey's on the verges of the points as well. So they've nearly caught Dello already. But they've managed to get through it unscathed. Deadgun penalty for crossing the pit exit white line. Warren pulling up to the side for some reason. Get a move on. Dello under pressure then from Josh. He lets his teammate go. But what about Sam? He lets Sam go as well. But Dello's late on the brakes and there's contact. He's hit his teammate. The 2 Salvers have come together into the castle section. Dello's back in front of Josh. That was not in the script for the green machine. Drifting's out of the race. And now there's a big pile up. And Drifting, one of the championship protagonists, has crashed at the castle section. And it all got a bit too messy. And that's so unfortunate for Drifting, who's the first retiree of the Grand Prix. Dello let Josh go. Maybe he backed off too much. He wanted to maybe stay in front of Sam. Sam got ahead. Dello braked later. He hit Josh, who Well, Delo's got damage. I think Josh may have just avoided... No! Both Salbers have damage. And if Delo pits, then Josh has to follow him in and get held up even more. Disaster class for Salber. And oh, close to the wall there, even under safety car. So what does Delo do? Does he stay out? Or does he pit to compromise his teammate? He's got to pit, and that is going to compromise his teammate. Samson as well. Eggy follows them in. Is anyone going to stay out? Bramley at Lang stays out. And I'm sure they're all going to probably just pit onto mediums then. Adam stays out as well. Bluey stays out, even though he has a 10-second time penalty that he could so easily serve under safety car. Chaos has ensued. As Birdie's going to serve his 10. Chubbs is going to serve his 10. Deadgun will serve his 10. Oh my god, that's the 4th token then. Simon's obviously not in the race. I'll quickly message him. Wow, okay then. Delo's still got his wing damage. And Josh has as well. Warren's left. That's both Aston Martins out of the race then. After all that bad, I didn't know if Warren retired in the pit lane or not. So they didn't have their wing damage set to yes, it was to auto. And I'm guessing the damage wasn't sufficient enough to change. Oh, when you think it can't go any worse for Salva, it's gotten worse. Josh, for some reason, with 12 laps to go, has put the softs on as well. Don't know why. But you can see there and... Oh, wait, no. Josh may have a full wing, actually. Hang on. Oh, okay, never mind. Josh has, you know... Never mind. Josh has had the IQ to put it to yes. Or the game has changed it. As for Delo, nope. You know... I never like it when Bram says, imagine whatever. But he has just put in the chat, imagine being behind Bluey. And that is kind of funny. Once again then, Adam is lapped. But he's the only person lapped this time. And again, he's behind P1. So if Adam wants to try and overtake the safety car to catch up on the lead lap at his own risk of disqualification, he can try. I really don't get the sense of what Bluey's doing. Considering he has a 10-second... Ah, there we go. Now I get the sense. Right, you can serve his 10. Deadgun is not serving his 10. Wouldn't be surprised if he even knew how to do it. But Bluey's in then. Serving his 10. Put the mediums on to the end of the race. And Bramley at Lang now finds himself in a pretty good position. Adam is second after being near the back the whole time. And you can see these three, it goes lower and lower with their tyre life of hard, 7, 6 and 5. Simon isn't really part of this race. Delo's going to have to just get past him on the line. So Simon will drop down the order. So Delo's 4th. And while all that was happening, Sam L finds himself behind Nathan, who is behind Eggy, who's still behind Delo. So, I mean, in terms of pace and when things actually level out a bit, Delo could be the net race leader nearly. But he might get a pen for what he did here. Probably will. Or may just not have the pace to keep with the leaders when he gets overtaken. So that leaves Eggy in a pretty good position at the moment. I don't know what happened to Sam in the pit stops to see himself lose that much ground. He's got Josh right behind him on softs. They are definitely going to die before the end if we don't have any more safety cars. We've had 4 now out of the 5 allowed. But I don't know. Bramley at Lang could still... Like, they have to make their way through 2 cars of traffic. Christian and Adam. And will that be enough for Bram to get a move on? Will the mediums be good enough? Probably, actually. Safety car might not be in this lap because we're still waiting for Ridian. Oh, yeah, Ridian's ages behind. So, Ridian, his teammates leading. And yeah, I don't really know what happened to Ridian. But yeah, as for drifting, no idea what happened to him. I can try and look at his Twitch real quick. Right, I'm on his Twitch. I'll see what happened to him. I remember heading into... Oh, that's Dello going wide there. Dello dropping places. And will he be able to get those places back? I think so. So, yeah. Just avoided that. Right, I remember drifting into turn 4 a season or two ago. Hitting that wall and taking himself out. But then heading into the castle section... Oh, he's just crashed on his own. Oh, not again. So, a season or two ago, I think it was last season actually, right there on the left, you could see that wall sticking out, drifting hit that, and retired last season. And then one season later, he has gone too deep at the castle section and crashed into the wall on his own. Baku has not been kind to drifting. One of the 3 championship protagonists, and is that a big dent and blow to his hopes? Does that leave Sam and Josh to pull away now, or are they going to have a mare of a race? And all 3 of them. Baku does that sometimes. Could we see a new race winner? Wink, wink. As Dello needs to get a move on there. A little bit. Yep, that's fine. Hopefully no more incidents. But he does have wing damage. So Eggy needs to try and get past him cleanly, but also efficiently. And what can Adam do? Hasn't really shown any pace today. He's just kind of been there at the back. So he hasn't really been able to show. Bramley at Lang, however, when he has the tyres, he's alright. I mean, Eggy got him and went away. But that was because his tyres were dying a little bit. So Bram's now going to do the restart. Actually, that's a point. Dello may get a penalty for his restart. He was going very slowly. And that did cause a few incidents. Adam is trying to unlap himself there. Well, you're not really allowed alongside at the restart, but he's lapped. So, I mean, who's going to care, really? As long as, you know, he doesn't do anything too stupid. Bram keeping it at double the pace of what Dello was doing at 70 mile an hour. Now he's gone. And Adam needs to make sure he lets them go after the line. Dello already passed Simon. He's going to have to give that back, though. And they're all going to slow down. Oh, no, it's going to be all sorts of chaos again. They're all going to get illegal overtakes. No. They're going to have to slow down. Yeah, Nathan. Yeah. And this is going to allow Josh Hewitt to get alongside his championship rival, Dello. 10 seconds for ignoring yellow flag. Round the outside. Dello versus Sam. Slight contact between them. As, yeah, Dello's 2 seconds behind. And they go wheel to wheel. Into the wall is Adam to stay even further lapped. And Josh is all over the back of Sam. Blasting their batteries, looking further front. Eggy's fighting Dello. Eggy to the inside. Can he get the place? Dello breaks later to the inside. He's gone off into the wall. And I guess that's quickly and efficiently for Eggy done. Nathan's 5th at the moment, ahead of Josh, who is fighting Sam still, who's now ahead of Sam. And yeah, Dello's evening gets from bad to worse. And we look further to the front. Bram has a 1.1 second lead ahead of Adam. 1.4 ahead of Christian. Eggy begins his charge then. Nathan is going to hold Josh and Sam up a little bit here. So Josh needs to make sure he gets past the RB as soon as possible. As we have a yellow. That's Adam again. They've all made it out of the castle section this time. Josh is now going to blast his battery to the inside on Nathan to try and get ahead. Nathan in hot lap, but it's not enough. Nathan gets overtaken by Josh. Eggy finds himself on the back of Christian. No DRS for the next lap. So this is all going to be about straight line speed. Adam's out of the race. And somehow that's not a safety car. I think Bert Mylander's kicked his feet up at the moment. He's pissed off. So Eggy all on the back of Christian. 63%. Eggy 43%. It's going to be close if he can get him down into turn 1 here. And look at that. Bram, 2.5 second advantage. Lap 18. 9 to go then. And Eggy in the slipstream, but not burning all his battery. Josh is closing in. And Josh's tyres are going to be so cooked at the end. Sam round the outside of Nathan. That's wing damage flowing off for the McLaren of Christian. Now he's lost the place to Eggy, and now Josh finds himself on the back of the McLaren, and they're going to have to be so careful making these moves. Christian blasting his battery with wing damage, not the best thing to do, considering he's heading into a dangerous corner of turn 3, but gets it stopped. And Eggy close to Adam now. Nathan fighting away with Armano there, and Chubster trying to get past them as well as they fight. Josh still behind Christian, who's holding him up. Eggy is close to Adam, and he can probably time it perfectly on the next straight. And we see Bram leading the race, so close to the wall. Oh, that is even closer to the wall. And yeah, 1.4 now. Eggy, this is his best chance in so many races to get a potential first win. I don't really even recall him ever having really a chance at a first win. Maybe 1 or 2. Maybe Australia earlier this season. But at the moment, this is looking great. But it really depends on his race pace if he can hunt down Bramley at Lang. Because he's certainly got the battery. He's certainly got the pace. He's got the tyres. He's got the gap. And yeah, I'm sure Christian will be a sitting duck here for Josh as they are entering the detection point now. So Josh can fly away. And Sam will get maybe the pair of them as well. He's in some good slipstream here. And Eggy is passed up in a second. Past Adam as we look to turn 1. Josh, then Sam, then Christian behind. Chubster fighting with Nathan and Frosty Life. Nathan Frosty Life. So Josh 2 seconds behind Eggy, who's, well, behind Adam, who's going to keep with Eggy. Right. Wait. Eggy has a... What? Oh, of course. Because... Oh, right. Chubster fighting away with Nathan there to the inside. Nathan hangs it round the outside. Can't quite keep it on, but good fighting. Right, so Eggy got a 10-second, I believe, for overtaking his teammate Simon, who's obviously, you know, not in the race at that restart. That may have not been his fault because the AI backed off. So I'm pretty sure that 10-second doesn't count. Pretty sure. Well, 3.2 has gone down to 2.8. The hunt is on then. Bram versus Eggy for the win. Unless Josh can really keep those tyres intact and gain. Yeah, we had so many 10s. Yeah, ignoring yellow. So it was clearly for overtaking Simon's car. And that'll probably be removed then, I guess. Because it's unfair. Anyway, 3 seconds. Bram's still keeping some good pace in there. Adam's still keeping with Eggy, really. And Sam's right on the back of Josh. Half the battery, though, as these two are fighting to try and gain back up. So Sam now swaps with Josh. These two are either going to work together or fight as Adam's back in front of Eggy. Hits the wall slightly. And yeah, Adam blasted a lot of battery there as Chubster fighting away with Christian and Frosty Life there. And Christian now ahead of Chubster, who breaks very late and hits the wall. Ghosts, and that's going to allow Christian to get, well, I guess alongside him, but backs off as we see Eggy back in front of Adam into turn 3. He's got the place again. As that's allowing Sam and Josh to close up on these guys. And the more they fight, the more we see that gap get bigger. Bram to Eggy. I was very surprised when the safety car came out just how many of these guys pitted, knowing they would have to deal with traffic. Bramley at Lang, though, he stayed out. And at the moment, it's working. Because if Eggy can't dispatch Adam, he's going to be under huge pressure from behind when he needs to be applying the pressure to the front. He needs to get on with it. And here's the bit where he can try and gap Adam to a second. But Adam's got good enough pace. Frosty, his teammate, running in a pretty solid P6 at the moment. No one has penalties apart from Eggy. And even that one might get removed. So, lap 20. Bram Lang leads by nearly 4 seconds ahead of Eggy, Adam, Sam and Josh. Just hanging on. Has his softs already died off? Surely not. We have a yellow, though, and that's Dead Gun, who's gone off at turn 1. Dello, who's had a miserable race. Birdie, P13, not quite the points he was wanting. I mean, he'll be 12th. Simon will get disqualified. Bluey is 12 seconds off the points at the moment. If there's something that happens, he might pick up a point. As Ridian's found himself up into the points. And, oh my god, 3 wide. Sam flies past Eggy, trying to fly past Adam as well. So Sam is now ahead of Eggy. Chubster gets ahead of Christian. So yeah, Sam now ahead of Eggy on the same strategy. Looks like he had better pace. Eggy just didn't quite pull away. And now Sam sees himself trying to get into P2 here. Remember, he's 10 points behind Josh in the championship. And this is looking good for the Ferrari. 4 seconds then. 5 laps. Can Sam gap them out of DRS and chase down Bram? Because I don't think DRS swapping with these guys is going to work. Bouncing over the curb there. Wow, crazy race so far. 3 safety cars as Eggy's now in front of Adam. Whoa, as Adam rear locks, holding up Josh massively now. 3 VSCs, 2 safety cars, should I say. Obviously, 1 VSC turned into a safety car, but yeah. Eggy, that's what Sam needed. That's what Sam has done to pull away now. They're all separated because Adam made some mistakes. Sam, 3.7 on lap 21. He's clear of Eggy, who's clear of Adam, who's going to be under big pressure from Josh. Frosty Life isn't even a million miles away from him either. Sam, 25%. Bram, 50%. Eggy, 62%. So we'll see Josh definitely get past Adam now. It's not been the race he wanted, but he's still up there, to be fair. And, yeah. I mean, as for drifting, he's going to lose a lot of points to these guys who are going to gain some good points still. 3.5. This is really good stuff from Bram still. Christian, 3-second time pen. 14 lap old hards. I mean, I know the hards are pretty durable, but still. Ridian has caught up to Nathan as they're fighting for P9. Christian in P8. Chubster in 7th. The 2 Haas cars are going to get a lot of good points here. Josh closing to Eggy still, who's losing time to Sam, who's closing the gap down. But I honestly don't think he'll have enough laps here, Sam. Unless Bram somehow gets a 3, which, let's be real, that's not really going to happen. 5 to go then. Bramniet Lang, who won the Canadian Grand Prix earlier this season to take his 8th Tier 2 victory. If he wins today, it would be a 9th to put himself joint 2nd with Oran. Only 1 behind Josh. And as much as Bram isn't in the championship hunt this season, he's proving why he is a Tier 2 world champion in Season 6. And 2 years later, he's still got that fire. He's still got the wit and determination. And he's got the strategy right today. But he's still got a very long and excruciating 4 laps ahead of him with a chasing Sam L, who's got the pace. As Birdie overtakes the ghosted car of Simon. 4 to go then. And if they finish like this, let's just assume Eggy gets his 10 removed. Sam outscores Josh by 6 points. As Adam's coming back at Josh. But let's just think Josh is 4th. 10 points will go down to 4. But Adam is still in this. As Ridian's making another move. 10th to 9th, now to 8th, ahead of Christian. Can he chase down Chubster? Or will Christian be able to keep with him? I still believe Christian has damage, no? Yep, well, if he didn't have damage, he definitely has it now. Josh back in front of Adam. Frosty closing in on these guys. As I'm pretty sure Josh's softs are going to be wearing. You can see the gap between him to Eggy and Eggy to Sam is getting bigger and bigger. But the gap between Sam and Bram is closing. Nearly under 3 seconds, but it's just not enough. Bram just has to keep it on the road. And, whoa, Eggy making a mistake there, I believe. He ghosted a little bit. Hasn't lost him too much time. In fact, that may have even gained him. The gap is under 3 seconds. And both Haas cars are close to Josh now. That's probably a warning for a very struggling Sauber. Chubster closing in on these guys as well. I believe as soon as we finish this lap, that's it. No more chance of a safety car. Sam 3-sec. He's going to hope and pray Bram gets a 3-sec somehow. But Bram has kept it clean this race. Avoiding all sorts of bother. He had a great, strong qualifying of P3, while all the others were too close to one another. He kept out of it. Now we have a yellow of Deadgun going off there. But yeah, no chance of a safety car now. Adam back in front of Josh. So Adam could help Sam here close an extra 2 points on the Sauber, depending how they finish. And that's Deadgun getting out of the way. So at the moment, if they finish like this, Josh Hewitt will lead the World Championship by 2 points ahead of Sam. Oh my god, that was so close to the wall with Adam. Eggy 2 seconds, kind of just keeping the gap constant. It's not really changing too much between the top 3. If anything, Bram, look at that, he's pulling away from Sam. This is amazing pace from the Williams. Look at that, he's got 90% battery as well. Bram is coming into his own on these tyres. Or the mediums just wearing off a little too much. Or the hards secretly just the better tyre around here. Well, I don't know if it's much of a secret. The first 6 months last year on this game were the hards were pretty much the best. I don't know if like in the months that followed if it's, you know, gotten a little worse. But at the moment, definitely not. Ridian's left Christian, who's under pressure from Nathan, who's looking for a P9, which should be great for the RB. Bluey, unfortunately, not quite enough at the moment. P11. Birdie, also not quite enough. P12. We've only lost 3 cars from this race, which is quite the opposite to last season. We had 6 finishers. We have 15 still in this race at the moment. And we have 2 laps to go, with Bramley at Lang keeping the gap constant. If anything, growing the gap. And, well, where would a 10 actually put Eggy? 15 point... Well, put him down to 7th. But surely, you know, as long as Eggy gets his race director, has clipped what happened, even if he doesn't clip, I'm pretty sure we have it on stream, he can get that 10 removed and at least get the podium. There was a slight chance he could have won this race. But, I guess it was all down to pace, unfortunately. Sam has given it his all after what was a very tough race. I don't know what happened to his pit stop, why he dropped behind Eggy. Maybe he had wing damage. That's maybe another thought. Because he would have obviously been ahead of Eggy. He may have been even closer to Bram. He may have given him a run for his money. And as much as he's gaining now, you can see he's taken half a second out. It's too late at the moment. And look at that. Adam is going to keep hold of 4th. And Josh is trying to hang on to 5th. If Frosty Life overtakes Josh, Josh and Sam will be level on points with 7 races to go. And that's Ridian getting past Chubster now, who may have made a mistake. Ridian has made his way up from 15th at the restart to be P7. And probably be P6 because of Eggy's pen, but they'll probably drop him back down to 7th. And yeah, Josh is going to come under big pressure. Those softs were not the right choice for him. We start the last lap then with Bramley at Lang into turn 1. They're all pretty separated apart from this. Frosty Life blasting his battery to the inside. Gets past Josh Hewitt. And now it's up to Josh to see if he can hold on. But look at those softs sliding into turn 1. They are completely gone. And so is that 1 second. He has DRS, but he can't even keep it facing forward nearly. And he's lost a second. So, it's going to be level pegging between Sam and Josh. As long as Eggy gets his pen removed. They're going to be level on points. Ridian still in front of Chubster just about. Sam giving it his all. Blasting everything. Bram not showing any signs of bother that he's got a Ferrari chasing him down. And, wow. Wasn't even going to race about 10 or 20 minutes before. But then he... Well, I guess he ate his dinner or something. But then he decided he's going to race. And he's just shown them all one of the great Bramley at Lang drives around the streets of Baku. And Sam, try as he must, he's going to have to pick up second today. Chubster gets a pen. Won't really change too much. Bramley at Lang then has got 2 kinks before him before he can claim a 9th victory in EXFL Tier 2. Now he's just got the straight to take it all in. Dello takes the fastest lap at the back of the pack. But at the front, Bramley at Lang is going to win the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Sam will finish third. Sam will finish second. Eggy will finish third on track. But with his pen will drop him down. Adam and Frosty will take a haul of points for Haas. And it is level pegging between Josh and Sam if Eggy gets his pen removed. Josh crosses the line. Ridian and Chubster are pretty close at the line there. I believe Chubster may have got ahead because then his pen applies. But anyway, yeah, Ridian 7th, Chubster 8th. Christian picks up 9th. Nathan dropped to 10th there. Don't know if he got a pen as well. Birdie will end up getting P11 ahead of Bluey. Simon will obviously get disqualified. Dello will be 13th. Deadgun will be 14th. Bramley at Lang then. It's a 9th EXFL Tier 2 victory. And a second of the season. And one of his best. What a drive. So there we have it. The Azerbaijan Grand Prix is won by Bramley at Lang, ahead of Sam, ahead of, at the moment, Adam. But Eggy will probably get his pen removed. Yeah, Haas take a great haul of points to beat Josh, who, yeah, his softs were pretty dead at the end. Right, Bram. Hope everyone enjoyed that race, by the way. Bram, Sam, and Adam.
Yo.
Hello, Bram.
Hello, lads.
As we have Bram and Sam joining the party right now. Bram,
Hello.
have you included your audio?
I have. I know the drill.
Sam, he knows that. Oh, he's All right there. Sam, are you there, mate?
Yes, I am.
Have you included your audio?
Yes, I have.
All right, cool. Don't know if Adam will join. I've never interviewed him before. It's provisional P3 for him. Eggy will probably get his 10-second removed. Anyway, let's go to the showroom. Oh, Adam is joining. Okay, fair enough. I don't think I've ever spoke to him before.
Well then, Adam.
Interview
Adam, are you
debut.
there, mate? Hello. Yeah, you can include your audio if you want. All right. So yeah, at the moment you're P3. I'm pretty sure Eggy will get his 10 removed, but that's going to be after. So this is the game result. So yeah, well done to you three. We'll start off with you, Adam. It was a bit of a quiet race at the start. You were what, P15 or so? Something happened at the start to put you pretty far down the order. What happened?
To be fair, I don't actually know. I think he was just coming out turn two. I don't know if I just spun or something. Someone hit me or I don't know. I think I just spun though.
All right, and then obviously the safety cars happened. You stayed out. You were running in a pretty high position due to that, and then there was another one, so you were able to pit, and then suddenly found yourself right up there. You had some really strong pace, even though the leaders were overtaking you. You were still fighting back at the likes of Josh and Eggy, who couldn't get away. A few mistakes allowed Sam and Eggy and whatnot. Like you all spaced out a bit towards the end. Obviously your tyres were probably struggling a lot, but how was the race for you? And are you happy with your result?
Yeah. Well, if if that 10-second penalty stays as fast podium that I've ever had in league racing, and I thought I had a decent race. Pace was decent. Didn't really do a lot of practice, and but I had a few problems. Just keep on going deep into some corners, and that was the most I had with pace was really, I think.
I do have to add, in qualifying, I think you were Josh Hewitt's favourite person after that race. I think you're probably his least favourite person. But because obviously in qualifying you gave him a massive tow.
Yeah.
That obviously gave him pole position. But then the race today, heading into the castle section or the corner just before, it looked like you were struggling a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for now, either way, third or fourth, it's still a very strong result for you and your team. A lot of points for Haas, so that's great to see. So well done, and
thank you.
First time I've ever speaking to you, so it's a pleasure. On to P2, Sam.
Yeah.
So it's another really strong haul of points. You qualified fourth. You didn't get a soft run in at the end there. You invalidated. What happened in qualifying?
I wasn't going to improve. I invalidated. I was down on my time because I got impeded by this Mercedes. No idea who he is.
Simon.
Literally,
he was on a lap, I think. But yeah.
He was on a lap.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah, it was just castle section. He impeded me. Lost about 3/10 in the process. Yeah. Basically it in qualifying.
Alright, fair enough. And then the first 10 or so laps, you're having a nice battle with Josh and drifting for the lead. It was great to see the top three doing that. And then you all pitted. Obviously, drifting got held up because his teammate was in it anyway. So you were fighting with Josh at the restart. And then there was another safety car. And was it a no-brainer to pit for mediums instead of doing what Bram did and staying out on the hards?
For me, yes, because I think at that point I had front wing.
That's why I had to add. Is the reason you came up by an Eggy because you had damage, or?
Yeah, I had damage because there was a really weird collision when I don't know if this is the right one, but when Della was in the lead, and then he gave Josh the position, and
right,
coming into the corner before castle section, I went for the overtake round the outside, went into his teammate. His teammate Josh just basically stopped on track because he had the ball out the front wing. But
Dello let Josh through, and I don't know if he meant to, put himself in between. You told you, but then he let you through, braked really late, and kind of just hit Josh, and you got a bit collected in that. I did not know you also got damage. Okay, that explains it. And without that, you may have been ahead of Eggy, you may have been close enough to Bram, but yeah, after you got up in a second, the gap was 3 point something seconds, and I'm guessing you gave it everything, but but yeah, were the mediums just worn too much then?
Well, they were used mediums.
They were used. Okay.
So at the end, my rears were just sliding everywhere.
That's fair.
I was just trying to push as much as I could because I was trying to capitalize on Josh getting held up. But yeah, fair play to Bram for winning the race, and I think if Eggy gets his pen removed, me and Josh are equal on points.
Yep. I was about to go on to that.
So
from the game result, you're 2 points behind. But yeah, if Eggy gets this thing removed, you and Josh, with 7 races to go, are level on points.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna for the rest of the season, just gonna try and give it as much as I could, as much as I can, to get some decent points. And obviously, if this is a good result from Monza, how disappointing that was for me.
Exactly. I'm just going to go back to Adam real quick. Adam, how are you feeling for Singapore next week?
I'm not going to be able to race. But...
Oh, okay, fair enough then. Sam, how are you feeling for Singapore next week?
You know, I don't like saying if I'm going to do good or not, but Singapore is one of my strong tracks. So, yeah.
I think you were definitely denied to be able to tap into your potential in qualifying. Obviously, 4th with a medium tyre lap, 6 tenths off pole. You definitely could have been up there. But anyway, the race is what matters, and you've got a really strong podium there. Outscored your closest rival. And yeah, on to the final third of the season then. Sam versus Josh may be drifting. He's only 24 points off now. But after a very unfortunate incident he had, which was fully on his own, by the way, in the castle, he'll have to bounce back from that. Yeah. Anyway, moving on to our race winner, Bramley at Lang, for the 9th time and one of the best. You have won the Grand Prix. Congratulations. You are very strong in qualifying 3rd. And you fell behind slightly because obviously your softs were worn out, to 5th. And then just take us through your mind, your processing when everyone pitted again and you stayed out to take the lead.
Okay. Yeah, obviously, starting this race, I did not know where I was going to go. I did not practice, so I did not know my pace. So with qualifying, it was a pleasant surprise. I could have gone quick, a lot of mistakes. Could not have chanced for pole. That was just with those stones. It was way too difficult. But yeah, in the race, I lost my own position. The softs were just not for me. I had pace, but just my tires were so when I was sliding. I was losing like 4 tenths a lap to the cars I had. I made one mistake, so I lost the ERS. So I really was Aggie overtook me. So I was really thinking, okay, I have to make an early pit stop. Because my tires, I was just gonna drop back a lot, and I knew with new tires I could have kept up with them, probably around 3 tenths slower, but still pretty alright. I could challenge for a podium maybe. And then just out the first safety car came out, I was very disappointed. Second came out disappointed, and then the safety car came out, and my tires were 1% worn, so just almost not used. So I just thought, okay, people are pitting, I'm gaining positions, nice. Okay, I'm up into, I think I was 4th at that point, or 5th. I thought, nice, okay, I'm back, the race is not over, I can challenge guy for a podium. And then that second safety car came after that incident, and it broke just everyone's wing ahead of me, so everyone ahead of me had to pit. And then just everyone behind me also pitted for, I don't know why they pitted, but they did. So I was finding myself in first position with like 8 people behind me, which I knew I was quicker than in the race. So yeah, I was really excited. I was really thinking, yes, okay, this could be it. Just stay calm. But I was really happy, and then it was just driving my race, driving my pace. I had my line. I didn't have to look behind or ahead of me. So it was a really calm race for us. I didn't overtake a single person. So it was a really quiet race, but also a really good one with lots of ups and downs. But at the end, a big up.
Yes, congratulations. I think the biggest challenge you had was avoiding the Alpine at the restart.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'll have a word with Adam about that. But
He
Yeah,
flies
but
me
you-
every week. Every week.
Your restart was a lot better as well than the one Dello did. Your speed was like twice his, from like 35 to 70 mile an hour. Anyway, amazing race from you. Greatly controlled with the pace at the end there. Very well deserved win. Your second of the season. Which one would you rate was better, Canada or today?
Canada was on pace, but this one was, and that one I knew I had a shot of winning, but this one was just so out of. I just did not expect it. I was aiming for a P6, so I think I would take this one over the Canada win purely because I did not expect it.
And it's always great to see a former world champion demonstrate their knowledge over when a tier 2 race gets this chaotic. They know exactly what to do. So congratulations. And if you are racing next week, how are you feeling for Singapore? Obviously, you won there from, 18th on the grid
16th,
in your
I think it
championship
was.
winning season? Oh, no,
No, the
it
championship
was
was
season
season
before,
5.
season 5, yeah, of course. But that amazing race, how are you feeling for Singapore?
Singapore is a track I have batted here and ever, but always when a league race comes there, I always seem to perform really well. I remember when I was racing in BRL Tier 1, I qualified third. So Canada is a track that on paper, it should not fit me, I should hate it. In terms of racing, I really like it. I know where to overtake, I know how and where I can do things. So I'm feeling really good for next week. I am also racing. Um, so I'm feeling really positive. A win will be tough to recreate, of course, with how I like this track. That's a shot at it, but definitely a podium should be in there for next week.
All right then. So yeah, well done to Adam, well done to Sam, well done to Bram on your results today. Very strong showing for what was probably the most difficult track to do of the calendar. And now we get a little bit easier, but it's still going to be very tough next week.
Chaotic.
Singapore, the longest race of the season, nearly an hour worth of racing ahead of us. So we'll see who comes out on top there. The championship is spicing up. That was the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. And once again, well done to the top 3. We will see you next time out at Marina Bay.